Hello. Nope.
Yeah, we're good. I never hear the sirens
Hello.
because it's muted for me until I flip over. Now that's when I was like, oh, look at those quirky tunes playing in the background. Turn that down a little bit.
It's Eric's requested bagpipes. He said we must have bagpipes from different countries.
Update? A bagpipe update?
No. No, just generally. Eric, please, can we have more bagpipe? Of course.
That's right. Oh, it's like cowbell, but bagpipe.
Yeah,
That's right. Very let's go. Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome to Fey Touched, our Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition actual play set in the wondrous Feywild. I'm James. I'm a professional dungeon master with RPGathome. We run games for kids and adults, and we're just starting our school program this year, which is really exciting. And we've got plenty of games lined up. So, that's who I am.
Your emails. Your emails are really well done. They're clean.
Thanks.
They look nice. Do you use a company, or do you use do you have a market an email company you use?
That's me. I do that stuff as well.
They're nice. They're very clean.
Thanks. If you want to get an email from RPG at Home, subscribe to our newsletter at rpgathome.com. We do games for adults, and we're starting some new adult sessions pretty soon, including we're looking at a US game on Tuesday nights. Is it Tuesday night tonight?
It's
Tuesday
Monday night tonight.
It's Monday night tonight. So on Tuesday nights US time, we're looking.
I was gonna say, is this you telling us that our game's canceled?
Yeah, that's right.
Trying to do like another game in this time slot.
That's right. I'm running a fantastic Fey game and need 4 new players. No, it's not. But yeah, come and check us out, rpgathome.com. But it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this game, and there's no way I'm cancelling this game. It's my favorite game of the week. Sorry, kids. And I'd love to welcome our incredible players who we've already spoken about. Hi, Eric. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you this week?
I'm doing okay. I'm Eric. I'm a unprofessional player, and I play RPGs at home.
Oh.
Yeah.
See what I did?
Yeah,
it fell very flat though.
It was pretty flat, but that's what the try.
I had
it.
it.
Smokey the Bear hoodie you got?
It is a Smokey the Bear hoodie with it's like a kind of a cool Smokey the Bear. He's like a new Smokey Bear for this generation.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what we needed, really, for Smokey the Bear to be reinvented, because like he's not speaking to Zoomers anymore.
I do live in California, so I do feel like this is very appropriate to have.
Fair enough.
Correct.
We have a lot of flyers.
Hi, Trini.
Oh, that's me. Hello.
How's it going?
I'm good. It's been a long day, and it's getting cold again, so that's fun. Because January on this half of the planet.
It's January on this half of the planet too, but it's also summer. We
could have phrased it better.
We hit 100 degrees here today, so I'm actually sweltering in my back room. I'm ruining
I hope that's
the
Fahrenheit
idea of
and
lights.
not Celsius.
Yeah, that's Fahrenheit. So we're in the middle of our mini heat wave. We've got a week of heat, which is kind of a bit of fun. So yes, it's very cool. Hi, Taylor.
Hello, I'm Taylor. I play Esmeralda, the Eladrin Fey sorcerer, and I am currently freezing in my apartment because I have to turn off my radiators so you don't hear hissing on the stream. So
your cats.
They're loud. They're really loud. It's the radiators. They're loud, so I had to turn the one in this room off, and so I have a heated blanket to keep me warm, but it's cold.
But you're wearing a t-shirt.
I had to take the cardigan was feeling itchy. I asked Case to grab me another thing, but he's doing who knows what.
But last but certainly not least, hi Jared.
Hello, bonjour. I'm Jared.
Bonjour. Oh no, it's speaking Goblin.
That's right.
No, I thought French was. I thought French was
Sylvan.
Sylvan.
Don't ask me. I don't take notes and I drink too much. So I'm Jared. I play Quinn, the Elvish Ranger. I'm lukewarm since we're doing body temp updates. So it's fine. We just got our 4 inches of snow, shoveled it this morning. Baby's good. 4-month checkup. He's a little tiny thing. Got shots today, so he cried like a little baby. He's like, I'm looking at him right now, so he's passed out. So that's good. That's good for us, for gamers. So
asleep or like check on your baby, Jared. Like
so it's my wife's job right now. But
okay.
I use the Nanit camera And Shannon, if you want to sponsor a D&D show, let me know. They probably won't. But there is actually a lung that I can click, and I think it measures if he's breathing or not on the camera. He looks dead. Like, he looks actually dead if I look at him right now.
Wow.
Like, but I think he's just out. You know, the facts, those shots, man, they really take it out of him. So I'm sure he's fine. He's teething, so we haven't slept for more than a 30-minute hour stretch the past 3 days. So everything you're seeing here is propped up by coffee and alcohol. So keep that in mind as the show goes on.
Let me know if you need concealer to hide any undercircles.
Yeah. I mean, you see what you see right now. Tell me, do I need concealer? Because I feel like I probably do. Anyway.
I'll send some up to you.
You digress.
Anyway, so welcome. I'm glad everyone's alive, awake, drinking, freezing, sweltering. Welcome to Fate Touched, everyone.
I mean, it's like 70 degrees here, so I don't know what all you guys are complaining about.
I'm melting. These lights are terrible.
Enjoy your forest fire.
Damn it!
And so I guess that's it. So welcome everybody. Without any further ado, I'd like to welcome you all to our game, Fate Touched. Welcome.
Oh, that's my cue, isn't it? Bam,
That's your
intro. Play it. We're live. Don't talk anymore.
Welcome back. Welcome back. When last we met, our adventurers are working their way through the Birch Queen's domain, the Birch Forest outside the Birch Queen's Faire. We spent the last few nights as a hero's journey from the Oak King's Circle to the Birch Queen's Faire to try and thwart the activities of the Shadow Fae. You guys were waylaid by a group of marauding goblin frog riders trying to stop our adventurers from arriving at the Birch Queen's Faire. Having dispatched the frog riders and then interrogating one of the goblins who seemed to particularly dislike Bisbo, our
arch nemesis.
Our group has continued onto the fair through the swamps of the outskirts of the Birch Queen's land, accompanied by Alessandra, the River King's daughter, a she that you guys have rescued from the hands of a red cap, a nasty little fey creature, and are currently bringing her back to the Birch Queen's Faire. As you've been travelling over the course of the afternoon, the landscape has changed from the boggy swamps surrounding the outskirts of the river to this large granite-peaked forest as the landscape becomes more and more hilly and the river becomes torrential. One thing that you have noticed as you've been travelling over the last few hours is the roar of a river that is extremely powerful. in this realm. The river Neurabon, very much a manifestation of the River King, is white water here as it cascades through a series of very heavy waterfalls and large rapids as it works its way through the landscape. And as you arrive at what seems to be a large river gorge, a big cascading river gorge, ahead on a rise, you see the blue and green banners and flags of the River King court itself. A large marquee stands on a rise on a granite tor overlooking the valley. And you can hear the sounds of merriment, of feasting, of laughter and cheers, drinks being clinked, cutlery being clinked as the sound travels across the valley. From the outskirts of this camp, you see that there are a number of smaller tents, and it looks as though this is a traveller's camp, a place that people have been manoeuvring or moving to. And you even see a number of horses tied up, picketed along some rope in the distance. You're probably a good 100 yards away, maybe 200 yards away across the span of this river gorge, a river gorge of cascading white water. But even from this distance, you see that there are sentries being placed up through the granite peaks. Elves with bows that are scanning the horizon and scanning the river from ahead. Concealed as you are by the birch forest on the edge of this gorge, it doesn't look as though these elves have seen you, and the torrential water masks your sound as well as you approach the camp from a distance. How would you like to proceed?
This is a temporary camp, right? This is not the River King's abode.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, no. Well, Quinn might not know, but from you it looks like, this looks like travellers. In fact, you see some wagons here as well. This looks like the River King's presence, perhaps on the way to the fair, similar to yours.
This is his entourage, huh? Perfect. I mean, I think this is the guy we wanted. This is the guy that wants to see us, right? Like, we should just march right in there. No?
Did we?
I
Especially
don't.
with Sorry, continue.
I don't believe he wants to see us. He'd very much want to see his daughter, but I think we might be
To
not
be
as
clear,
welcome.
aren't we suspicious that he, in fact, gave his daughter away to a murderous redcap? So he may not want to see his daughter either.
I believe the murderous redcap was retrieving her. I don't believe he meant her any harm.
The murderous
I believe
redcap seems to have captured her and taken her from the Birch Queen. It's fair. She was unconscious when you found her. And the last she remembers was being awake at the fair. If that helps clarify that one.
That does clarify that.
Yeah, we have no idea what is going on with them. I will throw on my gnome disguise.
Okay.
Which is just a large cloak that I throw over myself.
Right.
Because, I just think Visbo's too much of an oddity that, we'll hide his form a little bit. But, he thinks he's totally covered, but you could clearly see his, weird serpentine tail sticking out, hitting things. And his nose is very long, and, he has bulging shapes, and it's not a good disguise, certainly.
Who knows what these people see anyway, right? Like, they're trained in deception and tomfoolery.
Don't worry, I've been working on my gnome accent.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe you don't do that.
That, coupled with you working on your Sylvan, is a recipe for success, I think.
And getting us alienated, sure.
I'll just keep a low profile.
Sure. So they happen to this. Are we going to try to avoid?
You chopped up
I
there.
don't imagine.
Usual choppy.
Did you were choppy there? I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. I was asking, should we try to avoid the camp? I don't imagine we'll make it very far.
Alessandra, Esmeralda, we are your humble servants in this political foray that we consistently find ourselves stumbling into.
It's strange that I doubt that. Surely not. I wasn't aware my father was coming.
He doesn't
He didn't
normally
say
attend?
that he would be. And no, of course not. Why would he need to woo the Birch Queen?
Oh, I just thought he'd want to be present for the handing over of the power in this process. Is this not done during the fair, or is it just kind of like formalized?
It is done at the end of the fair, but my father very rarely leaves his realm, very rarely leaves his tower. And if the river is doing what the river is doing, then he's likely to still be there.
Isn't he aligned with the Shadow Court now?
Well, supports them, yes.
This may be our best way to find out what's going on. If we can slip in and travel with this group, would we learn?
Well-
I'm assuming they're going in the direction we need to go, right? Like, is that kind of what they're...
Yeah, you would
Yes.
think so.
Did your father choose a champion for the fair?
Lady Soramix.
Thank you for the reminder.
I wrote about her. What did I write about her?
I have written down Lady Soramix, River King's champion, but no other context.
That's it?
I don't remember that at all.
How was that spelled? Odds are I butchered that. Or I'm just going to sound just like
I
it
don't remember
says.
that at all.
Mix?
Soramix.
Got nothing. Got nothing even in digital notes.
Soramix, so SORREMINX.
Which is
That was
a minx.
close.
And Taylor, you can grab a history roll if you like, if you want to try and recall any extra information from the good lady.
Yes. Let's do that.
Let me put up my rolls here. Let's see what we got.
Let's go. First roll of the game.
It's fine.
Oh, not bad.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Oh, the plus
Not
I'll take
bad.
that.
Oh, wow.
monster.
You're not aware of the name's familiar, but you don't believe that she would normally be part of the River King's court. Soraminx is, or used to be, a handmaiden of Sarastra Astra, the Winter Queen. She's a relatively powerful sorceress, very enamored with history and learning. You've seen her a while ago. She's known as the Lady of Ebony.
When does the actual event start? It's tomorrow.
2
Right?
days. Yeah.
Oh, 2 days. Okay.
Tomorrow. Yeah. So
Tomorrow. Okay.
the fair itself starts tomorrow.
Okay.
The champions challenges start in 2 days.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Good.
Esmeralda?
Second, hold on. I'll best to make sure she keeps these notes. Esmeralda's going to pause and then turn her attention to Tismé and say, "She was once a handmaiden to Queen Sarastra. But now she's here acting champion to the River King. She's powerful, And she's very intelligent. She'd know she's histories, backgrounds, that whatever caught her fancy, she became very proficient in. I think she might be a good point for us to start. For you to start.
Me.
Yes. Zarastra has chosen you to have this power. I feel with the way you look and with her blessing, you might get more ground than I can.
Okay. I can try. Um, not much of one for words, but sure.
Well, you don't need words. You share a common ally.
Love.
Ally.
Zarastra's
I would
an
like
ally.
to hope. Zarastra is an ally, and I would hope Lady Solomynx would not have forsaken her duty and vows to her queen, but as we have been seeing, everyone's been doing a lot of that recently.
What do we ask of her?
Well,
Why have you abandoned Sarastra to be the champion of the River King? What's his plan?
Maybe you shouldn't go
that
to
might
our
be a little
bloodline.
too forward.
It seems a little harsh coming in.
Work around a few of those answers. Don't go
Soften her up first.
straight
Yes.
to the throat.
She might be able to recognize you as one Sarastra has touched. She may ignore you.
I said, just give her the old stink eye with the milk side.
I forgot what you meant for a second.
Oh, one of your eyes is like a puddle of milk.
Right, yeah, I haven't seen a mirror in a
It's
while.
very
Quite some
unnerving.
time.
Yeah,
And
it's actually
runs.
it's enough of nightmares.
Drips sometimes while we're in combat.
it
and
drips.
it's very distracting.
Oh, that's
Just kidding.
strange.
And you look into it and you feel like you're falling for 1,000 miles.
Well, that sounds kind of cool,
No.
actually.
That's right. You look into it and you get +4 to initiative every fight. So I don't know what you're complaining about. So what our options are with or around, right?
Mm-hmm. Virtually
I
the only two
believe-
options.
I do believe returning the princess will get us a good favor to get us to the Birch Queen's Fair, and from there we can work. But I really would feel comfortable if she was back somewhere safe.
Princess?
Yes, if they're here, they may even be searching for me.
I'm
Certainly,
surprised.
I feel I've burdened you already too much.
Not
We
at all.
can't leave you. We can't
So
leave
many
you
are
with
frog.
them. If you go with them, we will have to stick with you. I don't trust them. We don't know what. I know you love your father and everything, but it could be somebody in this court. But somebody screwed you over. Well, I mean, we know that. So, the only ones you can trust is us because we've shown you that we have your back.
Yes.
I give
I
her a
must admit
smile,
you-
like-
She looks at the 4 of us and we're like,
I give her the most toothy, fangy smile ever. Like, it's just all.
as a half gnome, as like a gnomey tooth, like fangs just come
Yes,
out
a
of a
gnome.
gnome form.
It's my gnome tooth. Yes, that's right.
I mean, you've also spoken about staving off the unseelie and working against my father many times.
No. Our problem is not with the Unseelie. Our problem is with the Shadow Court, who want to demolish everything here and in the material plane.
She and Unshi alike. They would turn against your father the minute the minute the courts of summer and spring are diminished, they will turn against your father and you.
I mean, they've been manipulating him, so, I don't think he knows what he's doing exactly, but you just have to be wary because we found you in a very bad situation. I mean, there is a guy with a blood hat had your wedding ring.
She looks
Okay.
a little annoyed at Bisbo when he says that her father, the River King, doesn't know what he's doing. There's a pride here that she's kind of you can tell, but it's
He's being misled.
Shot her a bit.
He's being misled.
Esmeralda's just going to tap Isabel and like stop that. And she will say, I believe your father has been fed false information, and that those that claim to be friends with him will turn against him. And I do not want to see that come to pass. Despite the problems we might have with the River King now, he has served a very great purpose for the natural order of things. You and he both belong where you are.
That's all right. But I fear, Princess, you may be getting yourself into a changed situation you don't yet fully seem to grasp.
And that's...
How so?
Well, the summer court is gone. You know this. They've retreated to the summer lands.
And all that's left is winter.
Well, the transition seems to be almost foregone. The handover occurs, and I'm surprised. Well, I admire the hope.
Esmeralda will just stare at her and say nothing. No, go ahead. She just
as you're staring, Quinn will kind of cut it. Regardless, we don't know enough. We need to find out more about what's going on. And it seems like that path is 100 yards in front of us. Whether or not the River King's being misled, whether or not the summer courts have retreated, whether or not the balance is all broken, we just don't know. So, one step at a time. And the next step is to find out more information.
I mean, the summer court isn't fully gone. It's right here. And I point at Esmeralda.
Very lovely.
And as a steward of the Oak King...
Oh, and this guy too. Yes, but she's a princess. She's a princess. And she's like so majestic and so personable and so beautiful. And like roses sprout where she walks. You know? Like if you just think of like the summer court, like she would be the mascot. You know what I mean?
Right.
You'd be like a gruff, like if you need a lone wolf, that would be like in the dictionary. That would be you, like a picture of you. Like, you know.
Oak trees never stand in clusters, though.
I don't know what that means, but I agree with it.
Is that true?
Roll an intelligence check. All right. Well, do we parade down this hill? Let Bisbo play a trumpet as we...
What? Do gnomes play trumpets?
Gallop into this traveling party? I mean, we see the sentries, so it's like we know that this is a fortified sort of encampment. There's a fly in my ear.
It's really
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's very noisy.
Sirens game. Well, hurry up before these mosquitoes.
So I shouldn't use my disguise, that you were saying?
I think it would be ill-advised, as you are the second to Quinn.
I have this potion that I could drink that would turn me into something else. It's an illusion, though. It wouldn't be like, you know.
Would not recommend that. That is... they may not take it well.
Okay. I'll just play it chill. I'll just play it.
We will enter with the princess. We'll enter with the princess and make sure she gets back to her family and travel with them. That should be enough to give us enough goodwill for us to travel with them for the remainder to Birch and Queen's Faire.
I think the play here is to stroll in with confidence and despite any obstacles along this path, we have forged ahead, and I don't know if they exist in this realm, but we peacock a little bit, you know, we chest
Absolutely,
out. and-
peacocks exist in the sun.
Really?
Absolutely. They're beautiful. Where do you think they come from? Something as
Are they-
mundane as your work? No.
They're probably all right. A, that's awesome, lore. If that's true, that peacocks are from the Feywild. B, they're probably like 12
Totally
foot
true.
tall. They're probably 12 foot tall, and each feather is like a different season and can kill you.
Peacocks,
No,
the
that kind of
T-Rexes of the Feywild. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yes, ladies of the summer court used to cover their gowns with peacock feathers. It's very much the fashion. Why were you looking for some?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I was.
Well, wish I knew that before we left.
This character that you've worked with now for
Circle?
weeks in all
To
black
find something.
has
But
been waiting
now,
for peacock
look
feathers.
fine in your armor and so
You're a little
You're
choppy.
fine.
Can you hear us? It's not me. Am I the choppy one?
No, you're okay.
Okay.
Taylor
Okay.
was just breaking up slightly. I think
Okay.
she's lost her audio. Alessandra says, well, if shall we show ourselves?
I guess so.
Yes. I will go and stand behind Tismay.
Okay.
She's such a striking person that I feel like she'll take attention off of me. And I will send Godwin. I think I'll actually send him up in the air like 100 feet.
Is Godwin obvious here? Or are you trying to stealth Godwin up? Like,
Yeah, I'm
is it
trying to
like-
stealthy. I'm not trying to have him play things and throw. You know, like when a drone goes really high up, it starts to become. You can't really tell, you know, unless you're really paying attention or something.
Can I get you to make a stealth check
Yeah.
for Godwin?
Elf sentries posted all over the place.
Yeah, actively looking for things up and down the place.
Oh,
Just wanna-
okay. All right, then we'll see what happens. Okay. Because I thought we were like, I meant like I sent him up right as we're walking in, but I don't have his character sheet.
Okay. Let me grab it for you.
If he takes an arrow right now.
Well, we pull him back in. I'll warn you. Wouldn't warn you not to fly him too high. Unless he's got like
Well,
a
higher is better.
Is it with elven archers?
Yeah, I meant either higher or lower. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
like 20 feet up is going to be more visible than 150
Can we
feet up.
pull him back and attach the flag of the Oak King to him and have him be a flying flag, for lack of a better word?
Advantage on the roll? You get advantage
Oh.
on stealth rolls.
No. I don't know why did that happen. Should I just roll again?
Yes, please. 13. Okay. With a strange mechanical whir, you know, Godwin kind of rises 100 feet or so above the forest canopy. It looks as though the closest sentries haven't seemed to notice. Alessandra walks out from the forest protection of the forest clearing. And she just takes one look back towards you as Bisbo hides behind Tismay and says, trust your eyes. With a hand, she raises her right hand, and you watch the water of the gorge just start to rise up to fill the gap of this torrential cascade. The waters seem to eddy and move, but then settle into a platform about the same level as you're currently standing, as if she's brought the water up to kind of rise to that space. She goes to walk. So as opposed to climbing down and around, she's walking directly across the water towards the same level as the camp. You see that the water from above effectively slows, as if time stops a little bit, and the large cascade slows down to just fill the space with this water as she takes her first step onto the river.
As she does so, Esmeralda will just sort of straighten her skirts, make sure her hair is looking somewhat put together, and she will follow her.
Esmeralda puts her first foot on the water, and it is solid.
It falls completely.
It is wet, it is damp, as the two just walk the way across the white water towards the tent. You hear the shouts in Sylvan of alarm, alert, as the river has changed, and the sentries have certainly noticed the two Eladrin as they walk their way across the river. The other three following.
I'll follow. Yep.
Yeah, I follow. But you see Bisbo getting increasingly nervous as we get towards the river, as like him and water don't really mix, especially with all this stuff. So he just has like an iron grip on Tismay's leg, like so intense, like definitely a little painful. Of like, oh god, oh no, okay, don't sink, and just like, you know, almost like you're almost carrying him across.
No problem. Tisme will walk across very confidently. She'll be like, yeah, I've done this before. This is familiar.
The three of you walk across the white water, and the white water, you know, as I've said, it seems to slow. So you can see the white from if you looked at it as a still photo, it looks like a torrential downpour. But of course, it's frozen in time or slowed in time, and you make your way across to the other side of the river. And once the last of you steps off the wet, muddy banks, Alessandra puts her hand down, and again the torrents of water rise. You hear the sounds of the sentries and guards saying, Lady Alessandra approaches. And you see them start to take up an observant position as you move. And what you see ahead of you is a significantly large structure, a huge marquee of blue and green, with large open windows and fluttering flags from each of the peaks. You hear the sounds of revelry from inside. As you get a little closer, you see that some of the patrons within the marquee kind of come out, and you get a sense there's probably close to 50 or 60 people here. It's certainly quite large. You see that there are a number of horses with different heraldry markings on the side that would denote different lords or knights. And there are a significant amount of lesser of the Fey races. You can see that there are, some dryads here. There's a satyr, but also some goblins. You see that there is some deep gnomes, some Sperfniblin, a whole menagerie of different Fey creature that kind of rush out, and the sense that you get as you arrive a little closer is these guys have probably been drinking for a significant part of the day, and there seems to be cheers rising up from this crowd as you arrive towards the marquee. How stealthy are you being, Dispo? When it's difficult, you're
I'm just behind Tisme.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, yeah. I have my cloak on, I'm behind Tisme, but I'm not.
And is Godwin tracking your movement? Is he following you, or is he keeping kind of a watch out from the other side of the river?
Yeah, he's keeping a watch in the general area, not me specifically.
Right.
What's the disposition
One by one
as they see Bisbo? Can Quinn kind of like scan and check and see like what's the reaction?
One by one, as these creatures get a sense of this strangeness of Bisbo, a quiet hush kind of starts to come over the crowd as they watch. You hear the mechanical clinks, I guess, of Bisbo move his way through the crowd.
I whisper up to Tisme, I'm like, they're all staring at you.
Yep. I think they're staring at us both, actually.
What? Shit.
Maybe mostly you. Anyway.
And the Alessandra notices also that the whole crowd, not just at Bisbo, are starting to, you hear the whispers of Court of Roses. There's this kind of murmur that comes around, and the crowd do seem to clock all four of you. I mean, you're an eclectic looking bunch, and
I picture
you
Esmeralda's
hear a couple of
her rose fucking I know you don't have the spell activated, but that long rose train that you have from the spell.
No, she's got a whole dress that looks like it's made from a rose. Like the skirts layered as roses. There is high trains. There is pearls. This is as fey as you get.
You do hear a snide comment or two as you move your way through this crowd. That people are keeping their distance a little bit, and you hear a surprise. She's brave enough. Have you seen the look of that dress? Has no one told her the season? There's these little snippets of derisive chat as you move your way through this crowd of commoners, I should say.
Esmeralda's eyes are going to snap to whoever made those comments.
Make them bow.
And we'll
this is your spell. Your spell just make everyone fucking bow as we just walk by.
And there's this moment where she stops short and she will look them up and down and then back down again. And do you really think you have any place to talk? Look at those shoes. Just screams peasant. Off with you now.
And make that intimidation check for me.
Just oh, shit. Oh, shit.
I need a good roll, please.
Don't go after a man's shoes.
15. Yeah, that's solid. It looks like a lesser she, kind of looks sheepishly down at herself, and it has quietened the crowd somewhat as you move ahead.
And then, before she leaves, she goes, "Roses will last until the first frost. Remember that." And she'll keep walking.
You walk away a bit closer to this marquee, and as you do, the tent opens by a couple of these guards, and you see that these elves are fairly well armored. They're wearing what seems to be some kind of stylized scale mail, as if it almost looks like fish scales, and very large and fluid-looking shields and short swords at the ready. As the tent side is pulled aside, you see that a number of she move their way out of the tent. The first you see is a woman. Her hair is vibrant red, and she is clad in a solid green armor, green feathers and green what look to be almost vines. As she strides her way out of the tent, you can get a sense as with each step that she makes, the ground itself's become a little bit more verdant. It's almost as if things are growing under her feet. Very strange to see in this. It's a little strange in this kind of autumnal setting, in that this very much gets a sense of spring or summer, of life, as she moves out. She's attended by a well-armored looking squire that kind of takes a couple of steps behind her, and a second woman. I'll show you a little picture of her too. I've got some awesome she pictures. Ornate shield with clasped with a green a motif of a tree. Next through the tent is a striking older looking elf, silver hair, purple eyes. Again, wearing a more ornate, older style armor, silver and gold, and very well classed. And both the woman and man radiate this true sense of awe. And you see that the crowd is very, very quiet. They immediately part ways to allow these quite powerful looking fae out. And then finally, the lady herself, a very cascading black, dark hair with very bright green eyes. Lady Sorominx, with a almost spider-like robes, comes out of the tent, and next to her you see that she has a large a staff, kind of a stave, like what's a scepter, I guess is what I'm trying to say, with a couple of large black onyx gems in it. And the Lady of Black is attended to by a very attractive young-looking man with vibrant red hair, with a pair of egrets on his shoulder. And for Esmeralda, you can make a history check. See if you identify any of these people.
Give them all to me, please. Thank you very much.
That's very cool. Okay, Lady Oberest, the Green Knight, you're aware of. Sorry,
The Green Knight. You pulled that name from. Tisbe pulled that name from Alessandra's mind when asking about kidnapping.
Yeah, she meant I have Ingress. I have I wrote Chesterfield, but now I realize it's I spelled that wrong. And Amberton was the last. Those are the names I have written.
Lady Oberest was a member of the Willow Court of the Winewood. So part of one of the Sealy Courts. Part of the Summer Court. Sir Chellisfield is the She-Lord of the Highland Marshes, which is a vassal of the Griffin Court of the Margrave. Again, another one of the Sealy Courts. Sorominx you know of. And Ingress the Red you realise is one of the Unseelie. Importantly, he is also the relation of Balana the Huntress.
Oh.
You're currently wearing Balana's braces of archery, I believe. Esmeralda.
Yeah. No.
So these are lower courtiers, Ingress and Balana, lower courtiers of the Birch Queen's court.
That's that chick that shot arrows from us at the bush that we took like 18 turns to find.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That you murdered. You murdered. It was good. Did what it had to do.
Lady Sorominx emerges and the others kind of keep an eye out. Alessandra, we'd given up hope, searching for hours, days. Oh, your father would be so happy, so very happy. And Sorominx comes and embraces Alessandra heartily. We'd heard the worst.
Can I insight check if she's legit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know. We've never used a skill during the campaign. I don't even know if it. Oh, I'm proficient. I'm proficient.
Oh,
nice.
You smashed the shit out of that.
Sorominx, right?
She's angry.
Mm.
Yep. Very angry. She's keeping it together. Keeping it. Yep.
It's fine to me.
Ingress strides out. And my sister? Any sign? He says to Alessandra. Belana. She's missing also. And at that point, he notices the rest of the three of you. Others. And he takes a step back as if to kind of step behind Soromix. He looks across at the four of you, and looks questioningly at Alessandra. This is strange. New guests. I'm sorry. You've picked up some strays. Alessandra says, some intriguing travelers. Those that might not be too well known. I think you might recognize this one. And she points to Esmeralda. Soromix's eyes grow wide with shock, I guess. Oh, surprised. We'd heard you'd been lost. Welcome. Esmeralda, isn't it?
Yes. And
Interesting.
Soromix. Interesting as well to see you here, amongst the River King.
Well, every king needs a champion.
And how fortunate the River King is to have you.
Yes. How long have you been back?
Oh, some time now.
Interesting. And home? Everything's well?
As well as it can be. Thank you very much.
Yes. I'm surprised. I heard your mother and father had taken leave.
They are old and in their years, and they wanted a new fresh start. However, I'm not as easily swayed, as you can tell.
And your brothers? Have they all left, or are some still around?
Oh, they're all well and doing what they do best, and well, a few might actually be in attendance. I'll be happy to introduce you personally.
Oh, I'm sure they would be interested in a reunion. How's Philip?
Philip is fine.
When did you see him last?
Some time. It all melts together so quickly when you've been doing what I've been doing.
I'm sorry, please. Where is my manners? You must be exhausted. You look traveled. A little marshy out there.
Yes, that does happen when one comes across a red cap deciding to take matters into his own hands.
Red caps. Oh. There are plenty around. I think you'll find they're a little more common these days.
As are goblins on frogback.
Ah, yes, goblins on frogback, bugbears, all sorts of things. Our families become a little bit more accepting since you were last here, I imagine.
Wonderful.
But surely you can just clean that up. And with a little wave of a hand, you see that with a sparkly swirl, the soiled nature of your gown from the swamp, some of the muck and mud starts to kind of disappear from Oh, if you don't mind.
That's so kind. That was very kind of you, Lady Sormings. Thank you.
Surprised you can't. Never mind, but where's my manners? Please, you must be starving, tired. Your servants, of course, are more than welcome to join the feast, but...
I did want to take a moment. Quinn, if you would, and she'll motion Quinn to come next to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Quinn knows the etiquette, Yeah, he'll walk up.
Does Quinn know the etiquette?
I would think so. I mean, his dad's part of the courts, maybe lower, but so he understands at least formal discussions and passive aggressive political
sure
political chirping. I think he would know it when he sees it. He may not care or understand as much, but yeah, he knows how to act formal when time comes. He doesn't like
let's see a history roll. Let's have a little history roll to see whether any of the training that Esmeralda's been kind of putting you through over the last few days is stuck.
Dear God. 13?
Huh. Not bad.
It's a very Quinn roll for I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll step forward and give a bow. Ugly bow, I suppose. Quinn Otano. Circle of the Oak King.
Circle of the Oak King. Of course. And Igris in particular starts laughing quite behind. The others seem to smirk a little. I'm sorry. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, even.
Well, I know there was an attempt recently, but yes, the circle still stands.
Oh, well, and I see, and you've come to the fair, have you? I'm sorry, I don't recognize the name.
I don't recognize yours either, to be frank.
Where did you find him? She says to you, Esmeralda.
The material plane. It's quite an interesting story.
I'm sure. Well, you're welcome here, Quinn of the Oak King. How very quaint. This is a hoot. I can't wait to the fair to see this. Please, by all means, join us if you wish. She looks at she doesn't even register Bisbo and Tismay at this point at all. Just ignoring them entirely.
Yeah, I think I whispered. I don't think Bisbo's picking up on the passive aggression or the kind of subtle. I gave myself a DC 12 insight check to see if I understood anything was going. So I'm just gonna whisper to Tismay like, "Wow, she's really not in the know at all about anything."
I don't think that's what's going on. It's just some kind of political posturing. I'll explain it later.
Okay. I don't understand this.
They both have power, and they're kind of like arguing with each other back and forth to see like who's like doing better than the other. It's a thing that people do. It's just I don't know.
Oh, okay. I should study this then.
It takes more than just like studying. It's like a mindset almost. It's just it's a whole thing.
I have to get to the mindset of Esmeralda. Okay, got this.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Well.
No, please, no, for sure. Whenever I'm sorry.
No, that was the end of that. The mindset of Esmeralda. I'm like, yeah, sure.
I'm sorry, Lady Sormix. Which tent does the daughter of the River King, of who you're a champion, does she stay at? If you could point us in the direction of that tent, please.
Well, Alessandra was at the fair. I believe the quarters are still erected there, but by all means, we We can make some lodgings for her.
Which is the
and for you all if you wish to stay.
Tent? What's the nicest tent within view right now? Is the one they just came out of?
Well, the one that they've come out of is a very large marquee.
Okay.
So these aren't small tents. This is a huge gazebo-like structure. It'd be 50 yards wide. Like it's a significant structure, a pavilion. There are smaller tents dotted around, but this certainly seems to be where all the nobles have emerged from. Please, we can make room for you all. This way. And she gestures towards the large pavilion. We follow.
Seems suitable, yeah.
Esmeralda will hook her arms with Alessandra's before they walk in together.
The group kind of collapses on itself, as the lords and ladies move into this significant pavilion. You notice that these guards with curved short blades continue to move back into position, and the commoners let out a kind of a cheer and kind of get back to the revelry outside. The guards will try and intercept Ismay and Bisbo, though. They're going to try and block entry to these two.
Esmeralda's going to tilt her head back and, "Oh, those are my retainers, if you please. We need them. Thank you."
They look questioningly to Soraminx, who gives a curt nod. We can look after everything you require. We've got more than enough servants. If they're exhausted, we can find them a seat if they wish.
Oh no, they're quite high energy. They've never really been ones to get tired, so I'm very certain that they'd want to stay with me. They are very loyal.
Wish. As you will. You walk into this stunning-looking pavilion. Cloth drapery runs from the pinnacles at each of the apexes of the tent. Soft fabrics, sheer fabrics that kind of run down the walls, and you see that there are crystal chandeliers at each of the ends that are being lit by some magical glow. The ground itself is very lush green grass. It's obviously that the Green Knight has kind of worked some of her magic within this space, and there is dozens of large, well-portioned tables that are laid out with all manner of feast and all manner of drink. You see from where you stand in the center of this large gathering that there are a number of little alcoves. There are a number of little partitioned off sections, all with a beautiful sheer kind of fabric opening that beyond you can see all manner of comfort, cushions and bedding where these lords and ladies would probably sleep. There are creatures here also. You see that there are a number of large boars kind of sitting by a table that is seemingly being fed oversized acorns by invisible servants that kind of dropping these acorns into the maws of these pigs. You see that there are fountains here, fountains of pure, clear, crystal-like water. And every now and then you can see strange-looking creatures. There's goblins here. There are frog-like creatures like bullywugs. There you can see that there is a hobgoblin working a bar. Bugbear servants seem to be walking around, kind of serving people on platters. Serving people. That came out really wrong. Serving food on platters to people is probably the way I want to say that. And all of these are dressed in these green and blue motif tabards, and quite, they've got puffy sleeves and floppy hats with peacock feathers in them, and they're kind of looking quite. They've been done up to look like extreme servant folk. And Soraminx kind of gestures and says, "Please, you must be starving. Have a seat." And she kind of reclines again, and you can see that it looks as though these she had been sitting around this large group of cushions being tended to, and it's almost as though they continued that they just leave off their conversation where they started. Ingress the Red, immediately moves up towards Esmeralda, though. It says, where have you come from? Did you say you'd come from the Oak King?
Yes.
And how many days ago were you there?
A number. 4, 5.
I don't suppose you've seen Balana.
She's going to look over to Quinn and just raise an eyebrow to him, and she's in the mindset of not answering the question. She just sort of looks to him as
Quinn doesn't know who
just
the
a
fuck
quiet look,
Alana
but-
is, so right? I mean, like, we didn't talk about this, did we?
oh no, we didn't.
Like, I don't know who I've stabbed over the course of
I
a week.
apologize. I thought we discussed it. Apologies.
I don't remember. So I was gonna ask out of character, like, did we?
No,
talk
I don't
about
think we
her at all?
did.
I think we did.
I don't think we did.
Who's
to be quite
Balana?
honest.
Remember we
She-
fought?
With the
Right.
wasn't it with the boars and stuff like that? That same.
Mm-hmm.
They were chasing
elf
the
that
boar,
kept-
yeah.
That was trying to assassinate me.
Oh yes. Oh, I hate. Oh, Bispo hated
Yeah,
her.
she was the
yeah.
one that like was always
Mhm.
100 yards away taking pot
Yeah.
shots at us. And then
Did she kill Godwin?
Oh, I'm sure. Probably.
Probably.
If given the opportunity, yep. I'm
Think she
assuming
did.
that she did.
Because she was like,
Sure she
remember,
did.
if you remember the tree
Yeah.
scene, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
no, I
Bob
remember.
was
I
floating
totally
around the
remember.
tree.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
yeah.
she was in the bushes to like the top
Yeah.
right of the map. So
Yeah.
I'm sure she probably shot at him if he was over there.
Yeah.
Did I chase
I think
her
he
down?
tried to point her out. Yes,
Yes.
you did.
Yeah.
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 I have a habit.
Oh yeah, you did.
I have a habit.
No,
of doing
you. This is the first time you were successful in a chase down.
Ah, yeah, because she tried to escape and you cut her down, shot her in the back. That's
Oh,
right.
it was
yeah,
nasty
so,
with
like-
those daggers.
that. If you look at me, I mean, he's gonna look bewildered. Like we just knew that she was like a Fey archer. I don't remember us ever
She's-
discussing her.
She's going to play off his bewilderment and what was your sister doing over at the Oak King Circle?
You know, patrolling, making sure that no threats emerged. You know what she's like, hunting mostly. She loved a good hunt.
Oh. It appears her prey got the better of her. I'm sorry to say.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
I'll leave you to ponder it.
No. What do you mean by that? Soraminx looks up and the others seem to have stopped their chatter.
Esmeralda is going to place her. She's going to just sit prettily and just. She's just going to. What I meant.
Her prey got the better of her. Balana the Huntress does not succumb to the hunted.
She does when she makes the mistake of hunting a princess of the Court of Roses.
What did you do?
I merely fought back.
You fought back.
Yes, as one does when one is being attacked. What, was I supposed to just let her kill me?
He looks towards Soraminx. You killed my sister.
She'd be alive if she didn't decide to go after one of the court. You know this.
In our realm.
In
You
the
killed
Oak
my
King's
sister.
realm.
And he kind of stands. You can see his face getting flushed with fury.
Can I whisper to Tismay, like, is this part of it?
Oh, I think we're off script now. This is not. No.
Oh, okay. So it's not this subtle.
She's going to.
So okay. I'm like starting
She's
to get
going
ready.
to. She's going to stop, and what your sister did was a crime against the Court of Roses. Had she been found by the justice system, she would have been killed for her crimes.
There is no such thing. The Court of Roses is gone.
No.
You're in the Birch Queen's realm now. You're in our land now.
She wasn't in the Birch Queen's realm.
Well, what do you mean?
She was in the circle of the Oak King when she decided to attack.
Oh, she was. The
And if
Circle
I
of the
recall-
Oak King has lost its status.
And if
The
I
Circle
recall,
of the Oak King is no longer a court.
hunting a member of the Oak King circle as well.
Oh, that's right, he was!
So it's
He
two
was!
courts he was attacking at the same time.
And though you may seem to think that land determines a court, but so long as blood and breath is being taken, a court lives. The Court of Roses lives through me, as the Oak King Circle lives through Quinn. You best remember that the next time you take part, to raise your voice at me in such a manner.
This is outrageous. This is outrageous. These courts have no standing here. The Court of Roses is long in decline. The Oak King's Circle is... They've not been seen outside their borders. They've ceased to function.
Yet here we are. Up there.
Vagrants, vagabonds, no court to stand for.
Was that supposed to hurt?
He looks at Soromix. I demand satisfaction. If this Seelie came into unseelie lands and slaughtered my sister, I will be satisfied. This is my realm, the realm of the Birch Queen, on the land of the River King. This shall not be allowed.
Sormix, do quell this child. Your sister was in the Oak King's circle, and she attacked not only myself, but another member of his court. I'm very sorry, but that's just the way it is. Had she attacked anybody else, it would have been the same. It would have been the same. Perhaps your sister lost track of the borders, but what happened was on the Oak King's land, not yours.
Well, perhaps. The Oak King has barely been enforcing their own realm.
It doesn't
Alana's
matter,
been known to
does it?
hunt in those areas for aeons. We all have. The Oak King's not gone outside his circle. You can't really call it the lands. And let's be fair here. You claim that she attacked you. But the word of, let's face it, not an overly influential courtesan now. He is right. The Court of Roses is quite diminished.
If a boar had killed your sister, is the boar a criminal?
Let's just say the... hang on a minute. Ingress is very angry at this. A boar. You think a boar could best my sister?
A boar, a bear, a peacock. The hunter. Hunted.
I will
And
not
failed.
stand for this. This thing. Did you say from the material world? This
He is
thing
a ladron. He is not a
tries to
thing.
insult me and my land in my court.
Lord Aegis, remember yourself. You are making a fool of yourself.
I will not be made a fool of here.
Okay,
I will
nothing
have
worry.
satisfaction from one or both. You will apologize for your words, your deeds, your behavior. I will not have this.
No. I think it's about time someone from the Summer Court has told any of you the word no. Your sister was in the Oak King's circle. She attacked a princess of the Court of Roses who was merely traveling. Unfortunately, that was the way the battle was decided.
I do not believe
Had
it
she
for a
left
second.
it alone.
These things bested my sister, and I will not have you infer that a boar may have bettered her. I will have satisfaction. Withdraw. I will consider it a most egregious slight. Withdraw that, sir.
Quinn will stand
Quinn.
up, take a step to him. I meant no insult. And for that, I apologize.
Make a persuasion roll.
It was so close.
I can't even help. I can't even help you with that. I can't even help you with. I'll help you with this. I can't even help you with this.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I will not be put down by this. He looks towards Soramix. I invoke my right. I invoke my right here. I challenge you. I would not even call you sir. I challenge you now. I challenge you directly. You will take the field and you will meet my steel.
Can I size this guy up? Is he like? Does he? Can I roll an insight and see like is he magical?
How cut is he?
Yeah.
How cut is this guy?
He's slight. He's attractive. He has a rapier at his side. It's hard to say. He's better looking than you, if that helps.
He's better looking, but his manners are shit. So Quinn, you're obviously better.
He's wearing studded leather, so he's not overly armored or anything like that.
I mean,
looks quick.
I'll turn to Esmeralda, and I keep wanting to call her Sarasha, but that's not correct. Soramix. Is this the law of your
He's challenging you to a duel.
I think this is the point where you say yes or admit cowardice.
If this is what
Esmeralda will look to Quinn. Esmeralda will look to Quinn, and perhaps he needs a demonstration as to what happened to his sister.
Yeah. Well,
that's her saying, "Fucking go for it."
Yeah. All right.
Just like, who are they talking about?
I think it's the lady who's the archer lady before. We haven't killed that many people since we've been here. Would Tismay be able to figure out when they're talking about?
Yeah,
some
I think so.
They've
been talking about the hunter and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like there's only really been
There's been that. There's been the massive daddy longlegs that were tree sized. A couple of hags. Yeah.
It could be the daddy longlegs. Let's not rule that out. But,
I feel like with her passive insight, she probably would figure out that it's not the daddy longlegs. The lady in the tree who was shooting the hunter. That time with the boars and the electricity and the whole thing.
That asshole who killed Godwin! I yell out loud. Fuck her up, Quinn! Fuck him up!
Ingress stands and strides out of the marquee.
Oh,
and as he strides out, he yells to the to the kind of congregation of commoners, "Make way! We are spilling blood!" And you hear this kind of cheer rise up from the crowd as he moves out into the clearing, into the forest.
When you poke the wolf, you get the fangs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, all right, I'll follow behind, kind of begrudgingly. Quinn will just like...
Wait.
Before you pass me, as you go past, Tisme will try to catch your eye, and her eyes will flash over and use her spirit, her vigilant blessing.
It's my turn.
It's your turn. I promise.
Can you make a sleight of hand check for me on that?
Sure. Where is my... Have I used sleight of hand yet? There we go. No.
Sure.
I guess it's like very shiny eyes. It's not very subtle.
I see you turning to Quinn, and like I can kind of see like your little. I get like the same sensation that you give to me all the time, and seeing people look, I will quickly like, fire off a little bit of confetti to distract people off to the side. So why don't you throw a +4 onto that?
A +4 onto the vigilant blessing.
Onto the sleight of hand.
Oh, okay.
Hoping that a 12 is enough.
Brings it up to 12.
Yeah.
The shadow roll from Fantasy Grounds is so good. Just knowing like these things are rolling in the background is such a great subtle tool. Fantasy Grounds, sponsor us.
Don't like it.
Yep, so fire off your vigilant blessing.
Okay, I didn't know if like it would get interrupted or something.
No. That's not a spell, so I can't counter it.
True.
Can Quinn kind of like shrug, seeing the vigilant blessing and feeling the effects. All right, if this is what he wants, I suppose, then I'll walk out and follow behind him.
Awesome. The crowd makes way.
Okay, time out. Tee it up for a second. How did I get drawn into all this? I said one remark. It is
but he took real issue with that.
Because you have that effect on people. What are you talking about?
I don't even have his dead sister's gauntlets on.
Doesn't matter. You have the effect on
somehow. All right.
Yeah, I was reading facts like, hey, she attacked the princess, and then you were like, what if a boar killed her? And he's like, dude, what the fuck?
Quinn's just one of those people that like always he's the one always getting into the fights. Like he's the one always people want to step to, even though he's not the one initiating it.
I'm picturing. I'll have to find a reference because I'm picturing that classical tropish like snotty noble that like had been trained to be a sword fighter all his time, and then does sword fighting and gets like a slap on the wrist and like cries a little bit. You know what I mean? Like they killed the other person to let this guy win, so that he feels like he won the competition or whatever.
Hopefully, that's what this guy is. But...
or
he's like super badass.
4-strike multi-attack, and it's gonna be
this guy. This guy has like an 8-pack. Like he's super cut.
You maneuver out into the birch-like forest, into a clearing in just a small way away. And as you emerge from the tent, you see him, rapier drawn, standing almost impatiently in the middle of the field. You see that the crowd sticks to the forest around. Sorominx and her entourage kind of almost wryly smiling. Well, this will be fun entertainment. In case you didn't notice or didn't know, Esmeralda, if you told him, you can always yield. You can always say, I yield. And I'm sure he might stop killing you at that point.
Esmeralda will look to them and just, oh, Quinn won't need to yield.
Quinn, you walk out?
Yeah, I mean, I just take my place and so what do we like? Do you have a battlefield or are we gonna be theater of the mind here? Oh, you've got a thing. Okay. All right, I'll pull it up. All right.
I'm gonna pull out my like little mini Bolex, and I'm like ready to record some of the scenes. Clink.
Yeah, this might be the last you see of Quinn. To your point, like this guy could be super good. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna switch over to the battle.
This guy is definitely super good.
Yeah. Oh, let me extend this a little bit here.
The crowd are excitedly waiting to see what happens. And just for reference, I will drop the rest of you guys on the map as well. I'm not sure if you can see the map, whether it comes up for you if you're not playing.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I'll throw everyone in the, over by the tree line, I guess. I'm sure you won't get involved.
Oh God, he's that good. Let my friends need to be. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Sure. How do I? What's target? What's target again? T for target. Is that it? Is that
left click yourself. Hold down control and left click then.
Oh, okay. So I did get it. Okay. All right.
He draws his rapier, swipes. This will not take long. I will not have this. Not in our land. Prepare yourself. And I'll get everyone around.
For what it's worth, I was being genuine. Even though
that boar had like lightning feet. Wow.
Yeah, great advantage I have.
Is this how far away I am from Quinn?
Yeah, I'll say that's how far away you are.
Okay, so can't help you out.
Bizarrely enough, he rolled exactly the same as you.
This is Dex.
Your dexterity is higher. Your dexterity is higher.
Nice.
You get to go first.
Guys, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing here. Okay.
Activate all the things.
All of the things.
All of the things.
We're depleted too from that fucking frog fight. That's the sad thing. Like if I don't have any level 2 spells. Okay, here we go. I will start to like walk forward slow and then like turn to a sprint and then turn to a jog. A bonus action planar warrior.
Yep.
Like these things. 5, 10. God,
Your eyes flare green and you start to see the ley lines around you. And he looks confused by that. That's new.
Fuck off, sir.
20 is my range. That's right. God, daggers. Who picks daggers like a normal person? Okay. I think that's almost all my movement to get close enough to do that.
That is all your movement to get to there.
And then yeah, I'm gonna sling a dagger.
Okay, take the shot.
Is everything activated? Do I need to activate thrown weapon, or are we good?
You've got your thrown weapon, fighting, and your returning weapon.
Okay.
And your planar warrior.
Natural 20.
Oh my god!
Oh yes!
Natural 20.
So I want to.
Yes!
Wow!
I want to throw it past him. I want it to like graze his cheek when it goes past, and then him think that I missed, and then bring it back.
Yeah, sure. Just slices
cool.
into the side.
The hubris strike.
I want to activate favored foe.
Yep. Have you still got one left?
I got one left.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my.
7.
Oh wow.
Is that
Yes.
right? What?
Yeah.
There's so many numbers.
That's right. This
2G4. What the
Planar,
hell's
planar
2G4?
warrior. Favored foe.
No, what's 2G4 and G8? That's such a weird.
That's
D4, P4, P8. What? Oh, is it that the
Planar war. No, planar warrior 8 maybe. I don't know.
just weird things written? Sorry. Anyways,
who knows? Who knows why? But it's all happening. Yeah. G, I think, is the code for critical hit. Yeah. So it's the D4 plus the planar warrior plus Anyway.
Oh, so yeah, I see. So double the dice, which is the G's, and then
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So The knife comes back and a gout of blood just erupts from the side of his cheek as this dagger slices, and you see him look up completely shocked, completely amazed as his hand goes immediately and blood starts to drip and pour down his sleeve. He is incredibly wounded. This has taken almost all of him. He half just takes a step back. This has caught him entirely by surprise.
Don't forget when it returns, a little wolf goes.
So he looks.
Esmeralda will lean over to Soraminx and you did remind him that he could yield, correct?
Oh yes.
That's your first attack.
I know. I don't want to kill the fucking guy.
Oh,
You can always do non-lethal.
just for
Yeah.
While this is happening on the side, Tisme is going to take a step back and watch the others of their group just to see if any funny business in terms of trying to subtly cast spells is happening in the other group.
Yeah, of course. No worries. If they try to, then I'll get you to make a perception check. That's fine. What's your passive perception actually? Oh, no, you're actively looking.
Percep-
That's all good. It's really high anyway. It's an 18.
18,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh Jesus! Passive is an
Insane.
18.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck me. I did not think I would do. Okay. Yeah.
So you know you can choose non-lethal damage. You can choose to not kill at the point. If they were to be
Sure.
knocked unconscious, you can go, no, that's not lethal.
Sure. So I think in. I'm really torn because part of me wants to yield after this, right, and be done, right, proving a point and putting like a very clever period on this attack, right, and I think that's what Quinn's gonna do. He pulls the dagger back, sees that like he's just like, I mean, like, listen, I didn't want to fuck the guy up, like I wanted to, but he did. He got messed up. I think the dagger comes back. The wolf howl echoes in this open field. Quinn kind of turns, looks at the group of, people on his side of the fence. I yield.
They look surprised. Soraminx, you yield. Why? As you watch Ingress on a knee, desperately trying to hold his life within his throat. He challenged. You have your right.
I didn't mean to offend him. And I'm sorry he's without his sister.
Behind you, the form of Ingress the Red collapses in the dust. He yields. Sir Ingress has satisfaction. The comment is withdrawn. Sir Ingress the Red bleeds into the grass out the front.
Oh,
The crowd looks really shocked and surprised.
I don't know why that's happening. I'll seeing that, I'll walk toward Ingress, and I'll pull out a like a, like the Saint Bernard like flasks with like the
little cask that's on his neck.
little cask.
Yeah,
But this has like a spray on it. This has like a spray nozzle, and I will pull it out and I will just spray it right into his mouth.
That's a lot better than I thought was going to happen. I pull out a knife and slit his throat.
No.
Was what I was.
Yeah, it's my new formula. Oh no, that's not right. Hold on, there it is. I know.
Nice one. You heal him, and his eyes flutter in that returning to consciousness as he looks up.
Oh, and this is to be clear, this is a new formula of meat spray. It's my ultra invigorating healing meat aerosol.
Of course it is. Ow, 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 as he starts to gag on the ground and reaches for his throat, remembering what had happened, and looks at the blood that's already started to congeal. He looks up at the leering, grinning face of the kobold leaning over him as you spray. You're giving him the thumbs up.
My new formula, how does it taste? I added some liquid smoke.
Oh my God. It's everywhere. Oh God.
A worse punishment than being
bad. It's a healing spray. I was inspired. I give him a thumbs up and I will waddle back.
You watch Soramix has turned on her heel, and with the entourage immediately and briskly, quickly, returns back to the marquee. Leaving Ingress on the ground, where a couple of these foppishly dressed servants, a goblin or two, rushes out to try and help him back to his feet.
So if he's got people coming to him, then I'll join like Bisbo on the walk back.
Okay.
Give him like a little.
Oh, I give you a high five. I put my hand up for a high five.
Yeah, I'll high five you. No one knows what the hell that is in this realm anyway. Hopefully, so
that's totally a material realm for high fives.
It's gonna catch on though.
You see some small children trying desperately to. No, it's you watch as Ingress kind of strikes his hands away from one of the goblins, and instead of returning to the marquee, strides towards a smaller pavilion, kind of further back into the crowd, refusing to join what was going on, despite being the victor of the duel. I think it's obvious what had happened there, and he's not having a bar of it.
Some free meat spray. I don't know why he's complaining.
So we get back to the group. Is Alessandra on with us, or did she join the group to the north? The other?
Oh no, she's joining the group to return back to the marquee. Yeah. It's up to you if you want to follow or if you want to, chat before you do. But Ingress has moved away. A lot of the commoners are kind of keeping an eye on you, but they kind of, that's what it was. It was everyone comes out to see the fight. The fight was much quicker than it was expected to be, and some are quite disappointed and kind of go back to eating and drinking. It was like that was it. It lasted 3 seconds. That was hardly worth the hype.
If there is. As Bisbo and I are walking back, if there is some like chatter of sadness on the fight's over with, Quinn will turn back and say, "The next round is on the summer courts."
Can I make a straight up, no proficiency, charisma roll for me?
How do I do that?
I'll give you advantage on it because you have just kind of been a hero, so you can have advantage on this. But I just want to get a sense of your magnetism.
Do you want to do a saving throw, or is that I have proficiency? I don't know. Proficient anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just on the left-hand side, on your main page under abilities. Just give us a straight up charisma check. Wow, that's a 20.
Yeah, he's not like jeering. He's still probably kind of being like political in the sense of like.
What you watch is the goblins don't react, the hobgoblins don't react, but you see the dryads, satyrs, the elves. A quiet little murmur and cheer comes up from some of these guys that are on the periphery of the camp. You catch a smile or two between. You get a sense that this is not a rebellion. This is a reminiscence of things that might have occurred before as you enter the pavilion of the River King once more. And guys, that's where we're going to have our little break, if that's okay. Just going to take a quick 15-minute break. I hate to say it, here in Australia, I'm melting. It's like 100 degrees out here. So I'm going to turn some lights off and try and cool down.
Quinn's over here like,
That was wow.
Awesome.
Not have gone better, honestly.
One shot.
Great
Don't
time to
let him
roll a
live.
natural 20.
Yeah.
I mean,
He had 3 hit points left. That was extraordinary. You almost killed him with 1 hit. And that was with a lot of ones on that roll too. That could have been frightening.
all right.
You rolled a 1 on one of those D8s, so scary.
I definitely envisioned that like classic where like you miss him and he must have like just totally was like and then just like, hey, that's all you've got, and then boom! Right in the back of the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like you like I feel like there's a movie somewhere where they shoot the arrow like, oh, you missed, and then you look closer and
Yeah.
the arrows like pierce the other arrow and you just can't tell, right? Because it's so precise.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Frightening.
Awesome. All right, I will put
Frightening.
Put us in Be Right Back, and then we'll be right back.
Let's see you shortly.
Bye.
everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to Fey Touched. Wow. Well, that was a much quicker duel than I was expecting. For those that are just joining us, basically, you just missed a fantastic duel. Quinn Anturo, our ranger / fighter, putting Sir Ingress the Red to the dagger with one fell swoop, being able to end the slight on Ingress's honor in one hit. And as the she collects himself and swallows his pride, our group follow Lady Soramix, hero of the River King, into the large pavilion, the pavilion of the elf lords, the she lords. I guess our group a little smugger than a little more smug than is smugger even a word?
Should be
a little more smug than when they'd left. Soramix briskly walks in front of you, but you do notice that the other two she mental blank.
Oberest and Insafar.
That's the one. Oberest and Shellisfield, kind of that, Soramix pushes past them to go in, and they're kind of wandering, and you can see the older she giving a kind of wry smirk as they walk back into the pavilion to continue on with their feasting. Over to you guys. What do you want to do?
Esmeralda's going to look to the others and when shall I get back?
To the pavilion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Quinn and Bisbo join you, I think, and you lead the way. If you turn and right, everyone. I mean, is there anything else you're talking about? I mean,
Yep. No, but Esmeralda's gonna have this she's back on regal airs and will just, as they're kind of moving, she'll look back and tell Quinn, that was extremely impressive. And we'll continue moving forward.
You walk in, you see Soramix is there being attended to by one of these invisible servants, and you see that it's pouring a large ornate goblet of wine, and she's kind of no more, and then takes a healthy draft as you walk in, kind of drops it down on the side.
Is there space to carve out our own area? Is it tables everywhere? It feels like to me when you go to a festival at a town and there's got that one pavilion with all the tables lined in it, is that what we're looking at?
Yeah. So there's little corners and bits and pieces, and you see that there's various smaller, less important courtiers kind of sitting around. This is the VIP area. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, you have got this is the roped off space where
the cool kids table?
Yeah, the cool kids pavilion for sure. It absolutely is. And you have got table service. You can order whatever you want, and it's very much the aristocracy sitting and chatting while everyone else does what they need to do.
What is Alessandra doing?
You notice Alessandra will take her leave. She kind of, if it's okay, I think I should bathe. Maybe sleep. The forest floor was not everything it was made out to be, and she looks towards one of these little alcove-like areas. So there's these spaces within the marquee that allows you to sleep and be curtained off from the reverie. You would still hear what's going on around, and I'm sure that will make for some interesting activity in the evening. But thank you again, Quinn.
It takes a step
forward. I think I've actually thanked you properly.
I think we're even, seeing as how I was staring at the back of my eyelids when you came to.
Yes, but had you not rushed to assist me, thank you.
Lady Soramix was not happy to see you arrive.
Sorry, what?
I've been around enough nobles with my father to know that when there are subtle cues, and she may have tore at her own flesh in her hand from squeezing her fist tight at the first sight of you. I don't know if she's responsible. I don't know if she's even aware, but I don't think she's your ally here. Just, I know we are not your ally either, but do with that information what you will. Be careful. She was not happy. She's quite furious at seeing you arrive at camp today.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me know.
Esmeralda's going to look at the others
worth
and
a thought. Sorry, go Esmeralda.
Esmeralda will just look at the others and I don't feel comfortable leading Lady Alessandra on her own then if what you say is true. And Quinn is many things, but an excellent judge of character. Being able to judge the motives of others is something he's very good at.
That's been established.
It's canon. It's canon now.
Okay.
Never get in the way of Esmeralda's great tales. She talks you guys up all the time to other people. It's great, and not to your face. It's fantastic.
Sure, yes. I believe her. I mean, you know, I'm like...
We're wolf.
That's what times do. She will sit there and she'll be like, "These guys are the fucking G's," and then to their faces be like, "Why are you like this?"
There is no way they would work against me in my father's place. By the laws of hospitality, I would be unharmed here. As would you. They wouldn't dare break those bonds, that pact. They would never. She looks less convinced with herself as she says it.
Esmeralda will reach a hand out and just squeeze her arm and then let us just stay with you until you get to the Birch Queen's Court. And maybe we can find someone that you do trust implicitly.
Should we stay here?
Esmeralda will look to Quinn and the others, and I think leaving would put us at more of a danger. But if we stay together, we'll be fine.
We have a spotlight on us here, now, more than ever. Mm-hmm. And that may be what keeps the things in the shadow at bay for now.
Okay. I guess I'm staying up. We're pulling a nighter, yes?
No, you can sleep. We'll just stay in the same area as you, and we'll take shifts.
Tismay, give her a tooth. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Sure.
Do not.
No! Tismay, just use a hair. It's all the same.
You don't know that.
The best is
I thought I did. I did an arcane check.
The best
Yeah,
is
she
she
did.
use
Yeah.
anyone's tooth. Like she can just reach into our mouths and just be like, "Here you go," and then just take a tooth out of
It
it.
resonates with your energy. It doesn't need to be your tooth. It could be anything. It could be a nail clipping.
But Tismay might not know that. That's the trick. Like,
Yeah.
you've
I
done
know,
a
I keep
reading, but
telling her,
every
though.
time she's
I keep
never done
fucking telling her.
it. And she keeps ignoring you. Funny about that.
When I'm ordering a lot of meat dishes.
Yep.
And like when I get one, I very carefully will cut off a little tiny piece and delicately put it into a vial for later analysis. Because the Fae told me, and then once that's cut, and I then just like just completely develop it and then order another.
Yeah,
chicken.
sure.
I'm like, what?
This is
He
good
said
for
it wasn't
all of us.
good, so I need to increase my meat spray recipe.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Increasing the level of meat that goes in your meat spray is a win for the entire party here.
That's right. Now, because I have a healing spray, you guys are all going to get this in your mouth. So just be prepared.
Kids say, "Please don't let any of us fall."
It's all coming. All in your mouths. Just wait for it.
And so as Bisbo, in equal measure, experiments and feasts, Lady Soramix is continuously chatting to her entourage. And, it sounds as though you guys are sitting apart from them now, yeah, choosing a different part of the pavilion.
at some point, is anyone curious as to what they're talking about?
Esmeralda just sits there and goes, yes, very.
Yes.
I want to know.
How perceptive are Fae to glamours and things like that?
What are you thinking of doing?
Well, if I approach them, it'll draw attention. But if one of the servants approaches them, maybe they're not actively paying attention to the servant coming to give them some more food or a drink, and I could get closer to listen to part of the conversation. Maybe if they're not paying attention to me, if it's someone they just think is going by, they won't pay super close attention. If there's some magic disguising myself.
We are very perceptive. However, have you been seeing how much she's been drinking? If
that
you
is
can pull this off, it may be advantageous. And if things go wrong, come up with a signal and I'll intervene.
A signal. Okay.
Did you want to give me... Do you need to speak for the tooth to work?
The only problem is when I communicate, there's a visual... I can't just do it at any time exactly. I need to concentrate on it. So I feel if I'm close to them and then use it to communicate, they'll probably be like, why is this servant just like standing here in a trance? It's kind of weird. So maybe... Although, wait, is sending telepathic? Do I have to speak out loud for that one? Oh no, but I need my wand. That's a bad idea. Never mind. Nope.
Fine. And there's like just a candle wand.
Take out. Never mind.
Just
but I can
remember
keep
what
it
they
as a
say
backup.
and tell us afterwards. It's not, we don't need to know in real time.
Esmeralda will just... I will keep an eye. I will meld in. And if I think something's wrong, I will come over.
Now,
As
I
best
have an
can.
emergency escape plan. So we need a special word that means activate emergency escape plan.
Pineapple, is that not it?
Pineapples is... That's when, like, okay, I have to attack.
Okay.
This is for...
Cause a
You know.
distraction,
What
bail out a teammate kind of thing.
Yeah, like, we need to get out of here.
How about something along the lines of...
Pumpernickel?
This is... Or how about, this is a quiet night?
Mhm.
Something that can be
Sure.
said offhanded without anyone being like, why is this person bringing up a type of bread out of nowhere?
It's a quiet night. What do you mean?
That's the code.
That's
it.
Phrase.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
the
phrase.
What's the code?
If
quiet.
somebody says...
You are the
If
smartest
somebody
creature
might-
in the room. You are by far.
I'm not very wise.
Okay. Basically,
Uh-huh.
if one of us are to just sigh and go, it's a quiet night, that's your cue to do the distraction.
I gotta
But
write
what
this
if
down.
somebody just says it's a quiet night?
No, it'll be one of us
It's rarely
three.
a quiet night in the Feywild.
Yes, and it'll be one of us. So either Tismay, Quinn, or myself will have to say it.
Okay. It's a quiet
Does that
night.
make
Got
sense? Yes.
it. Sure.
Okay. Fantastic.
I mean, but if it is, I don't know how we're going to communicate now if we're talking about the night and if it's quiet or, but okay, whatever. I got it. I'm locked in, Chief. I got it. Don't worry. The
Okay.
plan is set.
Okay. Then Tismay will. Is there somewhere in the tent that she could like duck behind?
Yeah,
Or
of course.
be
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
sight? Okay.
Absolutely. There's lots of little spaces and little nooks that you can go into, and there are, as I say, there are whole partitioned off sections which are covered in beds and cushions and things with curtains that you can close and reopen, and there's plenty of little nooks that you can move away to.
Okay. Then she'll try to find one. Not one looks like someone's bedroom or something where they'll obviously notice, like, why is this person walking in
Sure.
there?
No.
But
Yep.
and try to find somewhere to be out of sight um, and cast disguise self.
Sure.
Thinking of one of the servants that she's seen milling about,
Yep.
but not one that's currently in. I guess she would have had to look around to make sure one that's not currently in the tent.
Yeah, sure. That's cool.
I was really hoping for the gnome barkeep again. Like you just keep riding that disguise self.
It's just always that.
For like the rest
Completely out of place,
Tuesday's
doesn't make any
history,
sense.
I whispered to Quinn, I'm like, should I make a disguise to look like Tisme? So they don't know something's up?
No. I'll be
Okay.
honest with you, because then I'd have to disguise myself as you, and this chain it just gets away from us. I think we just
Remember, I introduced you both as servants. They're not going to pay attention.
one of our servants was tired, you know.
One of our servants is seeing to Lady Alessandra. There it is.
Disguised as one of the servants, Tisme,
Yes.
you re-emerge into the marquee.
Okay.
And for the nobles, they probably just straight up would not care. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Well, that's what I was hoping for. She'll go and, I guess, try to find like I don't know, some sort of goblet of wine or food or something that would make it be feasible that maybe she's coming over to the area.
Sure. Yep, that's fine. Yep, no problem. You grab some things up from you and go for it.
Yes. Try to get close and be not awkward, which is not a thing for her. And then listen in as she kind of offers food or something.
Let's do.
All these are going to be bad.
How far away am I from Tisme?
Well, it depends. You're probably sitting about 20 or 30 yards away.
Okay.
It's whether you want to get up and move closer. If you want to be around her. At this stage, I figured everyone was keeping their distance. Yeah.
Side note: Australians use yards as a unit of
No,
measure.
but I translate it for you guys because I'm a.
Did
nice
you watch
guy.
a little bit of playoff football and you thought that like
Would I, if I...
I know yards. They're just slightly less than a meter.
They're just
right?
meters. They're
Yeah,
basically
they're really close to
Yeah.
meters, so...
Yeah.
Since I would like to be within 30 feet, just if I can provide any support.
So what's that in meters?
10 meters.
It's about 10 yards, so 10 inches.
That's a little bit less than 10 yards, right? So about 9.7 yards. Yeah, sure.
this is where it all
Sure.
falls apart?
But that means
Hey,
coming
you know,
close.
Jimmy Carter tried to introduce the metric system and it failed. So he gave it
that
the college
means-
try.
That means coming close. That means moving like 2/3 of the way across. So you'll be
Okay,
obviously entering the space.
Okay. So there's nowhere I can go or pretend to be a servant. Where did I just forgot her name. The other princess go?
Alessandra.
She just with
Alessandra's
us?
stand with you. She was
Okay.
going to leave and then was encouraged to stick around with you guys. So
So if
I'm
I
assuming
can't
you're
see any way to get closer that it would make sense, then I won't do it, I guess.
yeah,
But
I don't think so unless you decided to disguise yourself as well.
can I just start cleaning?
Like as Bisbo.
Yeah, as Bisbo. Can I just start
As a
cleaning?
servant, you just start
Yeah.
moving cups around and
Yeah.
just cleans up the place.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Can I-
Why
I'm
not?
used to
Sure.
that. I'm used to
Yeah.
that. I mean, that's what they have me do in the
Putting
army.
a new latrine, a Feywild latrine system.
Yeah, just dig it in the middle of the
Um,
bench now. Yeah.
I'll get you to make a deception roll with advantage.
Me?
If
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Because this is as you're kind of slyly moving across, you're pretending not to be noticed, it's one of those things where you just kind of,
Yeah.
and let's see how obvious
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
where is it?
Oh my god! I rolled 2 1s. Holy shit!
I love it when the dice tell a story. Like
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm coming over here doing a little clean song.
Yeah.
I knock over a fucking pitcher. Oh, I'm sorry. And then I in my rush to like I'm so sorry. My tail hits another table of glasses that clinks. And freaking out, I slip on that and knock over a chair. I
Soramitz
assume.
immediately turns, and everyone turns towards you. You, servant, come here.
He knocks over one more
Yes.
drink.
Your Eminence.
What are you doing?
I was trying to clean, to be helpful. But I'm afraid my weird, stubby little lizard hands couldn't account for such fineries.
What are you?
You're
not a goblin.
I am
What are you?
A kobold?
Oh, the gutter dragons. Yes?
Yes.
What are you doing here?
I am a servant to Esmeralda and Queen. Your Eminence.
Really? What are your tasks as a servant? What do you do?
Cleaning, maintaining the equipment, fixing things. Sometimes I cook, digging latrines, covering up the latrines.
Sometimes you cook.
Uh-huh.
Cook fit for a court.
No, I wouldn't say that. More like on the road, kind of, fire cakes.
Fire cakes.
Condensed meat, aerosol spray, that kind of thing.
And this is what constitutes the appropriate fare for the Court of Roses now.
Well, I like this. I was like very prostrating. And then when she kind of throws some shade at the Court of Roses, I kind of like stand up straighter. And kind of like open up my thing a little bit so like devices are showing. Well, I am the best tinkerer the Feywild has ever seen.
Tinkerer.
That is correct.
A toy maker, the creator of things.
Yes, toys, meat spray, explosives.
Well, come on, show me.
Okay, I will pull out first like a... Oh, I pull out the recording of that guy actually getting blasted in the back of his head.
Yeah, sure. And projected?
Yeah, projected. Little...
Tis
Is that called the Wayback Machine?
If they've all stopped talking, I don't think she's gonna get any closer.
I'm sorry,
seeing
I'm
this
so
thing
sorry.
happen.
I was trying to help you.
I think she's just gonna stay back and just look, just watch what's happening. Yep.
Soramix's eyes grow even greener. You watch as there's a flash of fey light that just kind of comes out from her eyes. And you've seen Quinn do similar things where he's detecting fey lines around as she casts Detect Magic to look out in front. Tismay, I'll get you to make a stealth roll. Not exactly right, but I'm just assuming that you're going to try and keep a low profile here.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of magic. If she casts Detect Magic, this whole room lights up, probably, right?
Yeah,
So...
correct.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna light up regardless, just for like magic objects, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
All good. All good.
Yeah, my stealth is no good.
Of course, Bisbo also lights up. You've got magical items all over yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're an interesting one. Where did they find you?
Where the Court of Roses only hires the best.
You. Right. But you're not from the Court of Roses, are you?
I'd like to think that, I've always had a connection to the Court of Roses.
And Her Majesty, Othniel, you've served her as well.
No, I'm more of Esmeralda's. Serpent's not the right word. Esmeralda's
Sphere of influence.
master tinkerer.
How very intriguing. I'm sure she wouldn't mind me borrowing you for a moment or a while.
I don't know. You would have to clear that with her.
Perhaps I shall. For now, why don't you be a dear? Sit by me for a moment as she whispers towards you.
Uh-huh.
I'll get you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, great. Oh, I'm really good at those. I am so good at charisma saves, you guys.
You can't be
Seriously?
worse. You can't be worse than you were at deception rolls. So like
It's exactly the same as my deception rolls.
natural 20. Come on.
I mean,
Could
I
have
mean,
been
probably
worse.
not though.
Not gonna
Probably
Brett's
not.
not gonna be
Nah.
her spell DC.
Wait.
Oh.
Can I use that on saves?
No, I don't believe you can use Flash of Genius on saves. I think there's skill
Just
checks
ability
only.
check?
But just check for me.
Where would that be? My abilities?
Yeah. Flash of Genius.
Genius saving throws, baby.
Oh no
Yeah,
shit!
Come on.
There you
come
go.
on.
No, I feel like, I feel this whisper and I feel this influence, and at this point I'm kind of used to Esmeralda's. I mean, this
Shit.
doesn't hold a flame to Esmeralda's charisma. So
Yeah.
I feel kind of this minor power affecting me, and I feel myself giving in, and then at the very last moment I have enough frame of mind to like activate my shocking thing.
Yep.
And just
Yeah.
so I'm hoping a 17 is enough. I mean, but so yeah.
17 is enough. You resist the charm. She is beguiling whispers on you, and you resist the charm, and she looks extremely puzzled as she realizes that this did not work. Quick question, Eric.
Mhm.
Does Bisbo have the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in his backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We haven't put our stuff down anywhere, so yeah.
Yes.
But it's surrounded with,
So
magical
she
trinkets and
she has asked whether you want to sit by her. Like that was the instruction. Come sit by her.
okay.
And you've been
It's up to you.
charmed, or no?
She knows that the charm didn't work.
Does he know he's?
And
been
I know that
attempted
she was
be
trying to charm me.
Yeah.
Or something
Yeah, I
to
think
me,
so.
right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
I mean, I will turn around and then I'm assuming you guys are looking at me.
Yeah. And part of that.
Esmeralda is half raised,
Yeah.
ready to run.
I turn
that
around and
is-
just said, like, to Esmeralda, I'm like,
Did Quinn, and I'm going to extend this
And then
to
I
the rest of the party.
just-
Did any of us hear him call Bisbo a gutter dragon?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
you guys
sure
went.
that was
Well,
loud.
Tismay absolutely did. Yeah.
Okay.
he's not wrong. At least from my
Well,
corner.
that's fine.
It's actually a nice thing. Like,
No,
compared to
no.
what
No one
other
calls
things Bisbo's
anyone
been
in our
called.
group a gutter dragon and gets fucking away with it long term. So,
yeah, okay, sure.
Mm-mm.
all right.
Bisbo, you're returning to
Yeah,
the
I just know. I turn around, I go, "Hey, look," and then I'll kind of
It's
sit
a
down
quiet
slowly
night.
next to her.
She
It's a quiet night! A quiet night!
Yep.
Esmeralda. Esmeralda has seen this go down, and she is up and crossing the pavilion. And when she sees that Bizzo's starting to sit, she will just stop and, Bizzo, there you are. What are you doing?
Oh, there she is now.
Hmm.
Hello, dear. I'm intrigued by your little toy maker.
My inventor, you mean?
We were just chatting. A tinkerer, I think he called himself.
Just a tinkerer, Bizbo. You've made wonderful things.
Quite incredible. How much for him?
Oh, that won't be. You will never be able to pay that price.
Oh, really?
Yes. If you want Bizbo, you would have to undo all the damage the Shadow Court has done.
There is a course.
She seems to contemplate that for a moment.
Mhm.
Damage. It's an intriguing way to talk about it. Things have changed, dear. You've been gone a while. I don't think many out there would say that it's been damaged. In some ways, they're freer than they ever have been before. The River King's lands grow. The Birch Queen's lands grow. It's interesting. The only people that might be calling this damaged are, I hate to say it, rose petals. I'm sorry that your court is in decline. I'm sorry that the majestic gardens and the libraries have fallen into disrepair. I'm sorry that your queen is insane and can't string two words together, let alone an incantation. I'm sorry that she can't protect her realm and her people and her magics. And I'm sorry that your parents had to flee to the Summerlands to try and grasp whatever it is an exiled noble can do from there. I'm sure they're having a wonderful time in the summer palaces, but the Albanese is a different place, but it's not damaged. Look at me, champion of the River King. I was but a handmaiden, a lesser noble. This is an opportunity that would be open to you also. The Shadow Court is not what I think you think it is. The Shadow Court is
Shadow Court.
It's a new start. It's the ability to rise above one's station. It's the ability to eke out your own fate. It's the end of blind servitude.
Are you certain about that?
I've lived it. Look at me. Look at this. Can you honestly say I would have had the same? Could you honestly say I would have been treated the same if I had have found myself at the hands of your queen?
No, but you were at the service of my great-great-grandmother. And I know she treated you with love.
Why are you at the fair?
Because the Court of Roses isn't done fighting yet.
Intriguing. So, there's no other price. He's really quite amazing.
I've been slowly scooting away. Just very slowly.
Esmeralda has been, as he's kind of moving, she's fluffed her skirt so he could kind of get behind her, and
yeah.
He is wonderful, insightful, creative, more creative than most Fae that I've ever met. And unfortunately, the price for him is one you can never pay.
He's a weapon, you know.
Yes, those with intelligence that knows no bounds usually are.
His magic is interesting, different.
Wonderfully different.
Is it though?
I've seen
I
it in
sense
work, and
iron. I sense naming, numbers. Must quantify things. He must list things. I'm assuming he does lists. He must have extraordinary names. Once you name something, the magic is gone.
Now there, I think you're wrong. For us, naming something gives it a bind, but for him, naming something binds him to his creations. When he names what he creates, it becomes part of him and his power. They are a reflection of him and a reflection of his brilliance. And he does not need to work with iron solely. And she's going to lift up her bracelet that he's made her.
Oh, nice. She's still detecting magic, I guess, because it's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see it. We have heard tales of others like him. The Ardennes to the east. Those that wield iron, steel, machines.
Yet he's a blend of the two. He understands magic in a way that I have never seen someone of any stature understand it. He is brilliant. He is unstoppable when he puts his mind to something. And he is more valuable than anything else in this pavilion.
If you reconsider, there's gifts I can bestow. The River King would have you in his court, you know. You're just his type.
Esmeralda will just quietly, even if I could, unfortunately, I would be unable to until after the Birch Queen's Faire. He's been named second.
Sorry, the toy maker is your second.
Oh, not mine! He's the second to the one that knocked your, I believe it was your squire, that caused such a fuss. With one hit of his dagger?
Intimidation roll. Is he?
Oh, fuck. Ha! No.
Oh, I don't think a lesser creature would ever be my squire. I think you've misread this entirely.
Huh.
Best of luck at the fair if you're the last chance for the Court of Roses. I wish you very well.
She'll stop and I'm not the last chance. I'm just the one willing to step up and do something about it. Right. And then she'll kind of just nod and my apologies for his interruption. He was trying to be a good servant, as you can tell. And then
Yes,
she will just...
a servant. Yep.
And she will kind of give an incline of her head. They're not getting a full bow from her. Eat shit. And she will sneak away and kind of get Bisbo with her. And just
I'm like doing
as
this
they're
back up, like
Yeah.
like this, but I'm definitely knocking over a couple of glasses as I go.
And then she will turn him around and like start pushing him back. Then as they're walking away, she'll ask, Bisbo, are you okay?
Fine. You tried to use some Fae magic on me. But
Charm.
it was nothing compared to you, so I easily overcame it.
She's gonna smile and just tapped his head. Well, she'll just kind of like give his head a tap and
You get you
Well,
you
you
tap
just-
my head. You definitely get like that. You know when you touch something, you have like so much static built up.
Get
It's just,
electrocuted a little bit.
you just get just a little bit, like not painful, but that very like shocking because I just like fully electrocuted myself to resist that charm. I mean,
Yeah.
what was that? That was
nothing at all. Let's go.
that was unpleasant.
Can I scoop Bisbo up, and then we have a tab to pay, so we need to go.
You head out to
I-
pay for the round.
Yeah. We kind of maybe like make a quick just the two of us kind of like saunter out, and if you're cool with that, Bisbo, and just kind of like, hey, we've got to.
Yeah, I'll get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we've got a bill to pay. Try and like draw attention to us exiting Esmeralda. I'm assuming you're going back to Alessandra in our little area, or you can go
Well,
with us
she's
either way.
going to first before you two go out. She's going to look around for Tismay and make sure Tismay is okay.
Tismay is still within earshot of these nobles.
That's why I'm trying to like drag us.
And I will give the reaction once I figure out what you guys are up to.
I want to drag like.
And then.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I didn't want to be too far away because I still have my emergency escape plan. So
I can go by myself if you want to resist. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to like make the notion that I'm going to pay attention.
How long are we going?
I don't know if you've seen other people drink outside the VIP tent, but could be quick, could be a pixie bar scenario. Hang out if you want.
To make sure.
If Bispo looks back, Esmeralda will give him a nod of go.
Oh, you want me to stay?
Go.
Oh, okay. I'll be back. Don't worry. Just remember to yell. It's a quiet day.
I will remember.
Okay.
Then Esmeralda will collect Alessandra and just kind of keep glued to her. The princesses are going to hang out together.
Hang out, draw yourself a goblet, and Tismay, get you to make a perception check, please. As the Soromix whispers.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Just a quick count. Just a quick.
It's really funny.
Oh my
is it
god.
1 out of 400? It's 20 times 20, right? Is the odds?
2 zeros, yeah.
Back to back. Two the same number back to back.
Ooh,
Yeah,
gosh.
400.
I've been
Not bad.
rolling great.
Not bad. You're plus 8.
Let's
Let's see. Soromix whispers to Lady Oberist, the Green Knight. Oh, well, she's got some learning to do. Grab your stuff. We may need extra protection tonight. I fear the Rowan King, maybe the Oak King. This could all be a ruse. Something's not as it seems here. Oberist nods, puts down her goblet, nods towards the squire and moves on, moving out of the tent. Slightly louder, she turns towards Lord Chellisfield, the grey-haired, pink-eyed, purple-eyed fae. I really do feel for her, you know. I don't think she's been home yet. The way her brothers turned their backs on their parents, the way that the whole family just collapsed. It's such a terrible tragedy. Chesterfield nods. Yes, well, this happens when people don't grasp the new. I'm sure she'll come to it in time as the Faire continues. She's young, as were you once. Yes, this must all come as a very big shock. I feel for her. Perhaps we should continue to talk. I'm sure that I can gain her confidence once she realizes we only mean her the best. We only have her best at heart. Yes, well, this is true. You do always consider other feelings. Well, I have to. How else do we bind the court together? The River King's so tempestuous, his daughter so fractious. Those two squabble continuously. I just do my best to keep it all together. Chesterfield responds, and you are valued because of it. The Unseelie Court don't forget. You're one of our best. And to your health, let me pour you a drink. Any longer, Tisman, I think you'll gain suspicion as you sit as you stand and eavesdrop.
She's been pouring the slowest goblet.
It's empty. There's just like drops.
She like looks back, kind of like turns it up, like turns to the side, like, oh, is there any more? Yeah, no. She'll start to back away, or as non-noticeably as she can, move herself from the situation. Not go. I forgot. Did I end up giving you a tooth, or did we not do that? I don't remember.
No,
We
you
did
didn't.
not do that.
No.
We didn't. Okay. Then
Now I give her a tooth as I walk past.
You're
Pour a glass of wine, drop the tooth in the wine, hand it to Esmeralda.
what I was gonna.
Walk away.
Oh no.
Oh, and she swallows it. It's like permanently inside of
No, I
her.
wasn't gonna put it in the glass, but I was
Oh,
going
okay.
to like pass by the table, and
And
I think
drop
like
the tooth
reaching. I was gonna go with a nail because at least I don't have to reach into my mouth as I'm walking by. I can just, naturally as one does.
Naturally, as one does.
That's
Yeah.
just hard to. It could just be a clipping, not the whole nail.
Where am I gonna get anything to clip my nails with while I'm walking there with the goblet in my hand? So yeah, so walk past the table, pretend to pour a glass or something, and I guess to Alessandro this looks very strange. Some stranger comes up, I guess, and just pulls out a nail and puts it on the table.
Yep.
And
You can sleight of hand if you want to try and make it that Alessandra doesn't see it as you slip Esmeralda your
Sure.
fingernail.
I don't imagine it's gonna go well, so why not?
Here we go.
15's pretty good.
Okay.
15's pretty good.
So she'll do that, and then not gonna drop this guy's self yet. Just make her way somewhere else and to try to keep busy or something.
A servant walks past and drops a fingernail in your lap, Esmeralda.
If I could count on two hands,
At
how many
least
times
you
that's
know it's
happened to
me.
in her life.
Esmeralda will see the nail. At first, she has a moment of, oh my god, and then she realizes, who does that? And she's going to take it and hide it in her hair. So she'll just do this, and then she'll just go to look like she's fixing her hair, and then it's being held there.
In a strange change of fate, normally the nobles give the servants a tip.
No. No.
Nope.
Surprise.
Okay.
Nope.
Sorry. As you
I don't think it beats the Bluetooth comment. I don't think it beats the Bluetooth.
No, Bluetooth comments still with that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, as you go.
Oh yeah.
And you
find
wander
some-
out of earsight. Go on.
And then we'll, use the eerie token to contact Esmeralda. And I can't explain everything that happened because it's only in certain number of words at a time.
Yep.
But we'll try to convey one that they seem to be on guard. So yeah, she'll say first to Esmeralda, Sora Minx is wary, thinks there could be a ruse, and also get across the information shortly. Mentions your brother turning her backs and in subsequent messages, basically.
Sure. Yeah, you relay the conversation. Sure.
Yeah. And what would you have me to do?
Esmeralda will keep a stony face, and then she will, after processing all of this, she will just. Does she have to speak out loud? She'll just.
No, it's telepathic. You don't have to speak out loud for this one.
So she will just think back. Thank you for the information. If you think you can hear more, please try, but do not put yourself at risk.
Okay. We'll see. I'm not sure if I can, but I'll try. Do I have anything?
While you're thinking about it,
Yep.
Quinn and Bisbo exit the tent into the now getting quite chilly early evening air. In this autumnal weather, you see that the sun is just right at the horizon, leaving these beautiful long shadows running through the birch trees as this the orange and red flecks of leaves cascading from above. You see that there is already candles lit, and lanterns as well, and it bathes the entire area in a beautiful glowing Fey-like glow. You see that there are pumpkins, and you get that strong smell of cider as people are drinking and feasting out here. There's suckling pig, there's apples, there's also it's the proper autumnal fair. And it smells great, to be honest. It smells really nice. The food here does smell really delicious. And it's more Moorish and common folk as opposed to the very heavily prepared food that would be prepared back in the main kitchens.
So is the Birch Queen, just remembering back, the Birch Queen is a winter fae, but aligned with
Ideally.
autumn?
Yeah. Yeah, so the Birch
subset?
Queen...
Okay.
Yeah, so the Birch Queen is kind of the transition to winter from autumn, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So she would be an autumn she, for sure.
Okay.
Autumn Ladrin, I should say.
As we step out and kind of get hit and washed all over all of these like smells and sights and sounds, Quinn will kind of look to Bisbo and say, like, I've been to quite a few parties like that, and they're the reason I joined the army. The way they act, the way they talk, the way they lie, the way they take small jabs. It's revolting, really.
The reason you joined the army is because you had to go to parties like that?
Yes.
So you're like a rich kid.
Mediocre. My dad works for like a failing family. Like they barely have enough money to keep him on their payroll. But regardless, he gets access to these things, and of course they look down on him and the family he works for, and it's just not real, It's not how this is how the real world works. And he points to, and like gestures to like the cider and the commoners and the jockeying and the jeering that's going on outside the tent.
Satyrs on a table, mouth agape as someone pours a flagon of cider into his throat.
This is how... Yeah, right.
But they're both part of the real world. I mean, there's not one without the other. In there, the people there, they're the ones who command these other ones. They're the ones who set everything.
It's true.
That's where the big decisions happen. I understand, man. I've been around types like that. I have been fucked over by types like that over and over again.
Yeah.
But, I mean, seeing Esmeralda, it seems like they must not all be bad.
And they're not.
And that's...
Yeah.
No, that's the people that send the people like you and me to the front lines.
Yeah.
Or to the bowels of a building, under the earth, where you work 22 hours a day.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's just, the best piece of advice that I learned when training is that you can't learn to lead until you've learned to follow. You know, and yeah, they make all the decisions in that stuffy tent, but more often than not, they're the wrong decisions. And I come out here to smell and to taste and to talk and to hear like the real decisions. And I think that like that's what we should do. We've got a tab to pay. I'm hoping we can afford it, but you know, the real ley line to how this camp is moving is out here.
I understand what you're saying. I do see, of course, I see the value here, but I mean, you handled yourself pretty well in there. I know that you don't like it, but it fits you. Leadership seems to suit you, and maybe they make the wrong decisions, so it takes someone like you to make the right decisions. If we had people like you in leadership, then, you know, I think a lot of people would be better off and happier, not so judgmental of the kingdom.
Well, that's kind of my invitation. Let's go find out what the right decision is. Because it's not dueling some prick with beautiful red hair.
I like have a little grin, and then I like open up my coat, and you see a little sprig of red hair that I snipped when I gave him the meat spray when he was passed out.
Sure, you had to touch him. That's cool. Yep.
Shh. Is it his bangs or is it like less
Oh
obvious?
yes, it is.
Oh,
it's a little patch. He won't notice it till later. It's on the side of his head. It's a little patch.
I am horrified to believe what you can do with that, but
Oh, there's so many things.
it deserves a drink regardless.
Yes, definitely.
One rule: no Sylvan.
But I have to practice, man.
Little Sylvan.
I can't. You have to do conversation about how am I going to practice.
Actually, out of the Sylvan I've heard you say, this is the place to use it. So let's go get to it. Yeah.
Yeah, come a long way since then. Okay.
Well,
As Bisbal and Quinn emerge arm in arm towards the feast of the commoners, Tismay, back in the pavilion, sidles a little closer towards the nobles as they sit and chat amongst themselves.
Yeah. Since I know I'm getting closer and I'm trying to not be noticed, is this a situation where I could cast guidance on myself as like before I go closer? Like if
Yeah,
I
of
a little
course.
pep
Yeah,
up?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Astra, don't fail me now, please, please, please,
Yep.
please, please.
Sarastra, I'm facing your traitor. Please help me out.
So, would you like the guidance on the stealth roll to get close, or the perception roll to overhear?
The stealth roll to get close. I think that's the part I'd be more nervous about.
Yeah.
Like...
Okay. Let me target yourself. Go for it. You can hit your guidance.
come on.
Say a little spell to Sarastra.
Big money, no whammies. Come on, Sarastra.
And then stealth to get closer.
Oh, there we go,
Wow.
bitch.
And that's not even
guidance,
with the...
right?
That's not even with guidance. Oh, you didn't. Yeah, it's the second effect button.
I
Cool.
think you're
Just-
fine.
Yep.
Let's flip a d4 in there. Can you?
Get in
just,
there.
Just to give me a good second.
Get in there. Okay.
23.
Sure.
23.
Oh, wow. It's the best of the
Beautiful.
world.
You hear nothing, but man, no one knows you're by them.
Yep, that's what's gonna happen.
Your passive perception is 18, isn't
What
it?
was that? He went, oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no, did they roll really well too?
That's a natural 1 for her perception check. So, yeah.
Okay.
You've joined the court of the River King. What do you want to do?
Your body, your form just turns to midnight. And
Oh,
just,
yeah.
Yeah, with the
part of my
shadows.
recent-
It just,
Yeah.
I
With
love
part
it.
of my recent trainings and
Oh yeah, your new
dancings with Sarastra,
path.
yes,
Yeah.
I've become a lot more stealthy. My
You
ability
have.
to move and be.
And the
natural
shadows
hunting.
seem to provide that barrier. Every time that you would emerge into the light of the glow of the candelabras, the chandeliers, the shadow seems to envelop you and guide you to the next part of dim light, allowing you to kind of blend in as you move your way across.
Horrifying.
But for any other bystander, it would just look like a servant's just on the side of the room cleaning and doing your thing as you emerge much closer to Lady Soramix and Lord Chesterfield.
Okay. Perception is this one.
Yep.
Okay.
There's the guidance.
Does it?
So 8 plus 8, 16.
So 16.
Right?
16.
16, yeah.
Damn it.
Not bad.
That's all right. Yeah. Yeah.
They chat.
Good.
They chat. It's not a loud chat, but you can tell that they're trying not to be overheard by even the servants that are wandering around.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
The problem's twofold, I guess. Lady Soramix says. And then Lady Chesterfield, Lord Chesterfield says, she will want that book. I'm surprised it's made a return. Are you sure it was it? Soramix nods. Number 10 will want that. How do we... We can't hear. I won't break that. We can't take them here. Yes, but the Faire. Oh, that will be up to the Queen. Well, all's fair at the Fair, as they say. I'm sure we could find someone to take care of that. They'd have to be quiet. Of course, quiet as night. Would win favor. It would win access if we were to... yes. It would be a mighty gift. Yes, make that happen. Lord Chesterfield, I will, lady. I will put the word out. As for the second, well, she'll come around. Why don't we organize a little meeting? Really? Is that wise? Why not? I'm sure she's a sucker for blue-eyed boys. Lord Flax will get those pretty eyelashes wavering. But he's so... Oh, I know what he is. She'll love every second. I'll take care of that one. I'll message him tonight. Let's have them chance meet. As you will. I'm assuming they're staying. Let's make up some rooms. Keep guards close. I don't trust them for a second. Kisme?
Just
From there, the discussion goes to more mundane chatter.
okay, and she'll do the same thing as last time, basically.
Yep.
Take some route back to somewhere else, and use the eerie token connection again to relay the information to Esmeralda. As well, this is probably harder to do, but start to. I think. Maybe she'll just drop it. Yeah, this is probably a good time. She'll find a corner to go and drop disguise self, and then return to Esmeralda. And Alessandra. She's gonna drop disguise self. Yeah, she's gonna use the eerie token as she's returning to say to Esmeralda. New information. Found some new information. Not sure what I should say to Alessandra. Just give her that, but she will return to the group.
And as Tismay joins Esmeralda and Alessandra, as the lights flicker in the early evening of this autumn night, as Bisbo and Quinn start drinking cider outside in the cool autumn air, we are going to leave it for there, folks. We're going to leave it there for the week. I can't believe you just did that. That's great.
if you drink them up, though, it's better. So there's just drinks in the mouth. It's not. Anyway, here we go.
Yeah, it's still Satyrs, and we're going to leave it at that. So thanks very much, folks. We'll see you all next week.
Turn on my
I'm melting out here.
and whatever happens.
And I can't believe it. We didn't get to the fair. I felt you guys roleplay so awesomely that I can't get to the fair. It's like,
you have to double expectations on when we're going to get the actual session times.
it's been 6 sessions to get to this damn fair. It's like it's so great. It's so awesome. So we'll see you all next week. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
See you next week.
It's like it took a whole season to get to the Feywild. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's get out of here. We're out. Peace.
All right. See you next week.